Life advice if you're in your 20s. Obviously, you can still apply these pieces of advice, if even if you're not in your 20s, if you're a little bit older than that. But this video is geared towards that age group. And obviously, if you're younger, this is just going to help you that much more in your life. If you apply these things into your life, it's going to separate you from the herd. So this list is in no particular order. It's just with the first topic on the list, I would put it as number one, because this area has just tremendously impacted other areas of my life. It's given me a newfound confidence. It's given me a newfound self-esteem. It just improved other areas of my life. So that's why I put it as number one, and that's taking care of your health and your fitness. This thing will change your life, and I know it sounds cliche, but it's the truth. Getting your diet in order, exercising at the same time, you'll notice the difference right away. Even just try one day of eating healthy. Just give it a try. Cut out any sugar, just completely eat clean for one full day, and notice the difference in your energy levels and your overall mood. Combine that with working out, and you'll see the wonders that this makes in your life. Again, I said earlier that this area is just going to improve other areas of your life. It's going to improve your self-esteem. It's going to improve your confidence. It's going to affect those areas. So it goes way beyond just health and fitness. Get this area of your life handled, and you'll see what I mean. Anybody who has can attest to this. So second item on the list is don't get into debt, and watch your spending habits. Learn about finances. So don't get into debt. When you're young, you're naive when it comes to money. Well, a lot of us are. And we don't really understand the implications of getting into big chunks of debt and what that means for our later lives. When you're a working adult and you start taking care of your own finances, when you move out, when you have to support yourself, and on top of that you have debt, you really start to understand the severity of it. So don't get into debt for silly things. Obviously, every situation is different. If you're aware that you need to go into a certain amount of debt, but you have a goal or you have a plan to eventually pay it off, and not let it affect your life too much, then great. For example, you might be thinking of becoming a doctor or a lawyer. Obviously, those career paths are going to involve some sort of debt, unless for the most part. So, if you have something of that sort of, if you have something like that going on in your life, then, do what you have to do. But if you're going into debt, for example, going to college, getting a degree that's not really in demand, that's going to put you back, 10, 15 years, that you're going to have to, pay that debt for 10, 15 years. That's the sort of thing that I'm advocating people not to do. So learn about finances. Money has such a strong grip on our lives. It would be silly not to learn about it, right? How it works, how the financial system in your country works, what investing means, how to invest. It's just getting those money habits in order, and learning about money in general is going to obviously be a huge help in your life. Next item on the list, stay away from toxic people. I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory. Don't get into relationships with people that are no good for you. People that are just looking to take and not give. People that are just self-centered and egotistical. People that just don't have any positive impact in your life. Why would you want to be around people like that in the first place? People that are not genuine, people that are just, not filled with good intentions. So Stay away from people like that, and you'll notice the difference in your sanity and the peace that you have in your life. Don't chase relationships. So many people get into relationships nowadays for all the wrong reasons. And if you get into relationships for the wrong reasons, it's not going to end well. And that's pretty much a given. I can tell you that from personal experience and from, seeing people around me get into relationships that they shouldn't have gotten into. At the end of the day, if you're not going into a relationship with the right intentions for the right reasons, like I said, it's going to end badly, and all you're going to be left with is, an empty wallet, wasted time, wasted resources, a broken heart. So I'm of the opinion that you should only date when you're ready, and that you should only date when you're actually looking to build something with somebody. When you're looking for actual companionship and you're looking to settle down with people. You're looking for somebody that you eventually want to settle down with. But again, many people are not doing that. They're going into relationships for selfish reasons because they want to take from the other person for their own egotistical reasons, right? So I would also urge you to not get involved in premarital sex before marriage. Premarital sex. It just ends badly. I've seen it happen a lot. People would just, they get involved with people and it doesn't work out, and they just go on to the next person and to the next person, trying to mend the wounds of their previous relationships. And it just becomes a vicious cycle that they don't know how to get out of, and it's just a mess. It's just a mess. So also, if you're young and you end up getting a woman pregnant, or if you're a woman and you get pregnant at an early age, that's just gonna derail your life in a whole new different way, and it's becoming a lot more common. The amount of teenage pregnancies that I see nowadays, just walking around, it's crazy. So that should give you another incentive to not get involved with people that, that are not going to do anything good do not get involved with people when you're not ready for anything serious. So next piece of advice I would give you is to learn a skill, to pick a career, and to stick to it. Just learn something that makes your life more valuable, that makes you more valuable. If you're unsure on which career path to take, and you're kind of, stuck between a rock and a hard place, so to speak, and you don't know which direction to take your life in terms of career or skill, just make a list of things that interest you and that you're good at, and just start trying out those things. Pick something. You have to take action at the end of the day. You can't be stagnant and just say, I don't know what to do, so I won't do anything. Again, just make a list and start crossing out those things on your list. And, make it relatively short, like 5 or 6, 7 items that interest you and that have, a strong relationship with your aptitudes, and just start taking them off the list. And at the end of the day, once you get through the list, just pick one, and don't take too long with this process. Maybe, take a year at the most, a year and a half, but don't take too long going through this list. At the end of the day, you have to pick something and just stick to it. Stick to it and see it through. And even if you don't like it at the end, you could always change up, but at least you have something finished. At least you have a skill that you have acquired, and that will make you a more valuable person, as opposed to just not picking anything and kind of like drifting around. So the next point is to surround yourself with good people that are better than you. I don't know who said this, but it's very true, and that's that you're the average of the people that you surround yourself with. So surround yourself with good people, with people that make your life better, with good-hearted people, genuine people, and you'll see how much that helps you. You'll learn from these people. You'll see how, they conduct their daily lives, how they carry themselves. You'll even draw inspiration from them and try to mimic, their positive behaviors. They'll just make you an overall better person. They'll point out any flaws that you have. They'll point out the things that you might be weak in, especially if they're genuine people. They'll have your best interest in the heart, and they'll be pointing out the areas in your life that you need to improve and the things that you need to improve. Obviously, in a way that is not cold or anything like that, but just in a genuine, I want to help you way. So, next piece of advice I'd give you is to learn a martial art. Learn how to defend yourself, learn how to defend others. This will give you a newfound confidence and self-esteem that is really uncomparable. When you know that you can handle yourself in that way, you start stressing out about, things that you would stress out about if you didn't know this skill. So get involved in some sort of martial art, some sort of self-defense course that will teach you this. If you don't, I would encourage you to join a martial art, but in general, I would encourage you to get involved in some sort of social group, some sort of social activity. An activity that gets you around other people and develops some sort of sense of community. Whether that be going to the gym or joining a class where people like to cook or whatever it may be. Being around other people and having a strong sense of community is so vital. And you realize this the older that you get. You can't be isolated for too long. We're not meant to be isolated for too long. We need that social part in our lives, that social community, that sense of belonging, right? Travel and see other places. Don't get stuck in the routine too much. Being in the same old area for too long. Go explore new parts of your town. Get out of town. If you have the opportunity, get out of your state or get out of your country and go see the world. Instead of spending money on things that are not going to benefit you in the end, vices, alcohol, drugs, whatever, partying. Save that money up and, when you have a vacation or you have some free time, use that money and invest it in a trip to, out of state, out of your town. Go see different parts of the world and you'll see the impact this has on your life. It gives you a newfound perspective. Learn, read as much as you can, and use your own mind. Come to your own conclusions. Be present for the moment and don't drift off into the future or look back at your past. Be grateful for the things that you have in your life because tomorrow is not promised. And above all, seek God in a relationship with Him. That's the most important thing. So if you made it this far in the video, I thank you for listening. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I make videos on self-improvement. I talk about topics that I find interesting, topics that, might get people triggered if you were to mention it to them. If you're an open-minded person and you enjoy hearing about topics that are not very mainstream, then this is the channel for you. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you in the next one.